On July 20th, 1969, over 600 million people around the world sat glued to their screens, watching what would become one of the most iconic moments in human history, a man stepping onto the moon. But here's the question that still divides millions today. What if what the world saw that night wasn't the full truth? Because decades later, the Apollo 11 moon landing is still surrounded by mystery, controversy, and questions that refuse to go away. It all began during the height of the Cold War. The United States and the Soviet Union were locked in a race, not for land, not for power, but for space. Whoever reached the moon first would prove their technological dominance to the world. And in 1969, the U.S. claimed victory. When Neil Armstrong stepped onto the lunar surface, his words became legendary. That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. But almost immediately, skeptics began asking, was it real? Some pointed to strange details in the footage. The American flag appears to wave, even though there's no wind on the moon. The shadows don't seem to align properly, leading some to believe artificial lighting was used. And then there's the question of the stars. Why are none visible in the sky? These details fueled one of the biggest conspiracy theories in modern history, that the moon landing was staged, possibly on a film set somewhere on Earth. One of the most famous rumors even suggests that legendary filmmaker Stanley Kubrick secretly helped NASA fake the landing. The theory claims that his work on 2001, A Space Odyssey, was so realistic, it convinced officials he could pull it off. But there's never been any real evidence to support this. On the other side, scientists and experts have repeatedly debunked these claims. The flag wasn't waving. It only moved because of the way it was planted, and the lack of atmosphere caused it to swing longer. The missing stars. Cameras were adjusted to capture the bright lunar surface, making faint stars invisible. And those strange shadows, they're explained by uneven terrain and multiple light reflections. Plus, thousands of engineers, scientists, and astronauts worked on the mission. For a hoax of that scale to stay hidden for over 50 years would require silence from everyone involved. Is that even possible? Even more convincing, independent observatories around the world tracked the mission in real time. And astronauts left behind reflectors on the moon that scientists still use today to measure the distance between Earth and the moon using lasers. So if the evidence supports the landing, why do so many people still doubt it? Maybe it's because the idea feels almost too incredible. A human being standing on another world with 1960s technology. Or maybe it's because history has shown us that governments don't always tell the full story. Whatever the reason, the mystery continues to fascinate millions across the U.S., the UK, and beyond. But now I want to hear from you. Do you believe the moon landing really happened? Or do you think there's more to the story that we're not being told? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single one. And if you enjoy uncovering mysteries like this, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, because the next story might just change the way you see history forever.